I was going to make a video explaining the unexplainable, talking about things that should not be explained, understanding why people do not want it to be explained, and then breaking the convention and showing you guys why Kimmich should not be a right back. So what I did, just to see what you guys think, just to see what the majority of people think, is I made a little poll on Twitter. Where should Kimmich play from now on? Now let's refresh. Let's just have a look. Right? As you can see, the majority of people, 61% of people, voted for right back. 6% for centre back. Now it's gone down now. 5% for centre back. 10% for a central midfielder. And 26% for a deep lying playmaker. Now I'm a little bit disappointed. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a little bit disappointed, and the reason for that is pretty simple. I thought this fan base had a little bit more intelligence. And yes, I might be insulting every single one of you guys, but I'm sorry. How's right back winning? I'm pretty sure in about an hour, deep line playmaker will win. And the reason for that is pretty simple, because now some people have seen it. People have retweeted it. People have said, what is this kind of bullshit? What is this kind of nonsense? Why is right back winning? And I'm expecting an hour that a deep line playmaker is gonna win. What do you guys think, though? Like, honestly, what do you guys think? Where should Kimmich play? And I'm gonna go into why I think Kimmich should not be a right back. That 59% of all people are wrong, and the reason for that is quite simple. Now, let's look at some stats, because I can talk what I want. You guys won't believe me anyway. So let's talk about stats, right? He's only had one appearance so far at the Euro, so it's pretty easy to highlight which tournament, which performance that was, and that was obviously when he played as a right back in the last game against Northern Ireland. So that is Kimmich. 1 up, 90 minutes. SPG stands for shots per game. 2, both of them. I think one of them was missed, the one was saved or something. The pass percentage, 89.6%. Aerial duels 1, 3. Rating 7.94, which is a very good rating. That's a very good rating. Now let's actually look into more details on offense, because it doesn't matter how good he was offensively. What matters is how good he was defensively, right? And that's what people don't seem to get. That, yes, let's click on Philip Lahm. We're just going to open that in the second tab, and we're just going to compare that in a second. But what people don't seem to understand is that he wasn't really playing as a right back in that match. He was more playing like a right midfielder. He was playing on the right side of a midfield. He really didn't have to defend. So the defensive stats might be a bit skewed, and of course it's who scored. So defensive stats are always difficult to understand. But I still feel that in this case, it's a very good thing to look at. So defensive stat, and by the way, I've not actually looked at this at all so far, because I kind of knew what the stats are going to be. 1 tackle, that's not a lot. 1 interception, no, 0 interceptions. 1 foul, that's already bad. For me, fouls should be as close to 0, especially when you only have 1 tackle to do and 0 interceptions. 0 offsides. 4 clear. What's clear? Clearances. 4 clearances. That's not too bad. 0 dribblings, which you normally wouldn't assume with defensive. Dribbled past. All right, so he got dribbled past 0 times in this match, and that's probably because Northern Ireland hardly attacked whatsoever. Let's be real here. And 0 blocks and 0 own goals. So let's look at the offense. And there's a reason why I'm going through defensive, offensive, passing, and then detailed. I don't know what detail is, but there's a reason. You'll see in a minute why. Let's look at the offensive stats. 90 minutes. Yep. We saw that. Shots per game. 2 shots per game. 4 key passes per game. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. 3 dribblings per game. He's not really much of a dribbler, but seeing that he's done 3, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You got 2 times fouled against, and unstick, which bad control per game. 2 bad controls per game, which isn't that bad. It's quite high, but considering that was his first Euro game, I'm not going to complain too much. So 2 isn't that bad in my opinion for his first match. Now his passing, and this is what I want to highlight here. His passing. Key passes 4. Average pass length. Is that average pass length? No, average. What? Average passes per game. Alright, well, he's only played 1 game. So average passes per game 67. Passing percentage 89.6. 2 crosses, 4 long balls, 0 through balls, and that's his rating. Now, there's a reason I want to talk about that, right? And the reason is pretty simple. It is to me, at least. Of all these things, offensively, there was hardly anything here. Yes, Northern Ireland hardly attacked, but still, the point still remains that there was hardly anything here. Offensively, he's been much better. Passing, that seems to be his biggest strength if you look at all this, yeah. And detailed, yeah, there's not that much to talk. Total, I don't know what that really means, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. But you can clearly see that passing is a strength. Now, just for comparison, let's go to Lam. So, it's a bit difficult to compare, obviously, because he's played so many competitions. But, ladies and gentlemen, defensively, 1.5 tackles, 1.3 interceptions, 0.5 fouls, 0.2 offsides, 1.4 clearances, 1 dribble, 0.1 blocks, 7.9. I don't quite agree with that, but yeah, you can clearly see that there's a lot of stats for each individual one. Even not just the Champions League, where obviously the competition is much higher, but even the Bundesliga, you can see that there is defensive stats all around the board. Whereas if you compare it to Kimmich, defensive stats. Look at the defensive stats. They're all there, but not there. They're all there. You can see them, but they're not quite there. They're not at that level which you need from a right back. You either need a very offensive right back, very balanced right back, or a very defensive right back. And Kimmich isn't a very offensive one, let's be real here. But although his strengths are his offensive capabilities and obviously he's passing to create things, he isn't the player that's going to get the ball and that's going to dribble past the player like Lam can do. Lam, he might not seem like much of a dribbler, but he can always get away from players with his close control. And Kimmich, he hasn't got that close control of Lam where he can get past every single player. He isn't the defensive type of player because he naturally likes to go forward. And he isn't that balanced because he doesn't defend much either, because he wants to go forward with every opportunity. So Kimmich's, I guess you could say Kimmich's behavior doesn't really suit his strength, and that's what I think he is not suited for a right back. So going back to the poll, which, oh my days, it's just getting worse and worse. I give up. But and it's the point I really want to get to. But Kimmich should play something similar, in my opinion, to a I don't know. I was gonna say either a deep line playmaker or a central midfielder. For me personally, his strengths are in playing as a deep line playmaker, so basically a Regista. But the problem with that is that we don't really set up in that way. We don't really set up. Maybe with Ancelotti that will change, because then Kimmich can basically play like the Pirlo role, because his long range passing is amazing. The same way that Pirlo's can dictate and influence the game. So maybe that's the case. I don't know. But for me, that's his best role. Just because if you actually watch some Kimmich videos, I'm not obviously going to show Kimmich videos, because then basically this video would be flagged for copyright, and half of Germany wouldn't be able to watch it, half of Thing wouldn't be able to watch it. So there are quite a few countries that wouldn't be able to watch it, just because of stupid copyright laws and whatnot. But I'll leave a few Kimmich videos in the description. You can clearly see his strengths are getting the ball, looking up, and then doing a long-range pass to really start the counter, to really start the play. And I think that's really where Kimmich excels, not really being on one side of the field, but rather being right in the middle to influence the play, right in the middle to dictate the play, and right in the middle to not be a right back, but instead a Regista. But that's just what I think. Like I said, I was gonna make this more. I was gonna make this video a lot longer and compare other players as well. But the fact of the matter is, comparing with Philip Lam, I think should be a good indicator. Just because obviously you can clearly see his behavior. You can clearly see how he likes to play offensively. You can clearly see what he likes to do. Passing, of course, he's got like the same kind of passing that Kimmich has, but that's obviously because he's been playing sort of as a not quite a defensive midfielder. I'd say maybe, but not quite. Not this season at all. He's been playing as a as a right back slash right wing back, I'd probably say right wing back to be fair. So of course his passing is very high, and he's gone up the field a lot. He's been influencing the play even at the age of 32 years old. And I just think that overall, that Kimmich's role, yes, maybe for the German national team, yes. But that's only because I don't think he'll have a position in midfield, just because the midfield's just that stacked. But I don't think for Bayern that his position should be that his position at Bayern should be as a right back. I think that would be a waste of his talents, a waste of his strengths, especially, and ultimately his way of playing would go against his strengths, and that'd be kind of bad. You know, being basically having your strength be your weakness, that's kind of bad. So that's what I think, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like I said, I was gonna make this much more technical, but yeah, that's all there is. Like I'm just a little bit disappointed, honestly. Yeah, that's all I can say. This is all I can say. That's all I can say, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out. Bye. You guys disappointed me. You guys disappointed me, man. But peace out.